Hey, Trevor Matthews here with another 2 minutes with Trevor. I want to talk about digital scroll compressors. And when you first come up to a digital scroll compressor for the first time, you're going to be like, what is going on? The compressor's going, there has to be something wrong. There is nothing wrong. That is actually the compressor working totally fine. It's loading and unloading because we have specially designed these scrolls to unload. And the way they unload is by bypassing the discharge gas, separating the fixed stationary scroll from the orbiting scroll, and it continues to run. The noise is the flanks touching each other. Then it'll load back up. You have 100% mass flow, totally different than variable speed drive when you're slowing it down and you slow down the mass flow. Pulse width modulation, what is that? Well, it's actually that compressor being loaded and unloaded on time. So 10 seconds, say load it, 10 seconds unload it, that's 50% capacity. Anytime you see a D in the third character, ZRD, ZPD, ZBD, ZFD, that means it's a digital compressor. We have two different designs. We have the piston type design. As you can see here, when this solenoid energizes, it bypasses the discharge gas into the suction and it unloads that compressor. And that's when you hear the noise. You put an amp clamp on there. When it unloads, the amps drop right off. Okay, and the whole point of digital compressor is to match the system load for tight temperature and humidity control. If you run to an issue with a piston design and you are going to replace it, you're like, okay, it has to be something wrong with the compressor. It could be the solenoid. So check the power to the solenoid, check what's sending its power, see if the coil's failed. Put a magnet on here, see if it opens up, if something's jammed in there. If you are going to cut it out, the last thing you can do is probably pinch this pipe. If it loads back up, it's something jammed in here. Jamming it open. For the larger models, the 8 to 15 tons, they're internal piped. So you have a little coil right here on the side of it. It works exactly the same way. The larger ones are a bit louder in the noise when it's loading and unloading, but really controlling that system perfectly. You can actually pump down the circuit and pull this off to see if there's any dirt jamming in there if it stays unloaded. I'd love to hear your questions or comments. I'm going to put a couple podcasts I've done in the comments below so you can check a longer video out. Subscribe to the channel. My name is Trevor Matthews. Let's get a conversation going.